What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to the $15,000 EIDL grant and 24 months of working capital update. It is a gorgeous Saturday, September the 4th, 2021. Please do me a huge favor, give this video a thumbs up. Hashtag EIDL with your comments below. Don't forget, you can find me over on Twitter at TrySmallBiz, username SmallBiz Inc., the name of the company that I formed to help grow your small biz. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in this very short video, I will pin in the top comment the latest EIDL loan report that states $262 billion of EIDL loan money has been processed, 390,000 targeted Eidl advances, and about 312,000 of the supplemental grants. So if you got 10K, you're a low-income community member and you suffered at least a 30% economic loss, there is in fact an 80% chance you're going to get the additional 5. So do me a favor, grab yourself a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine, whiskey on a big rock. Here we go. Beautiful outside, getting some exercise, about 86 degrees here at one of my favorite parks just outside of Atlanta. I hope everybody's doing well. As I just said, the SBA is in fact speeding up once again. We had almost 20,000 targeted and supplemental grants processed in the past week. That was more than double than the previous 2 weeks. So they're picking up the pace. Now, is that because there's a race against the clock? They know that there's a $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation coming, along with a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that may in fact gut the Eidl program of $31 billion. I don't know. But they're still processing in terms of the loans 5 to 7 times as much every single week as they did versus the prior outfit known as the Office of Disaster Assistance. So somewhere between 4 and in some cases as much as $7.5 billion a week, which is 5 to 7 times as much as the prior outfit for the first 4 or 5 months was doing. So all you got to do, look in the comments. We are raising millions of dollars right here on this channel every single week. Our views, along with Builder and Speak and See and Ryder, way down. And it's not because people are tired of our efforts or our vision, our message. It's just that a lot of people are getting paid. And instead of sticking around, and it's somewhat understandable, they're off to help regrow their business. A lot of people are still in survival mode, and they're starting to figure out that when you get $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 in a single deposit, it's a game changer. My advice to everybody, don't spend it unless you absolutely have to. At the present time, we're going to have to pay this loan back. That's the law. But you've got members of the Problem Solvers Caucus, as well as Big Ben fucking Cardin, who runs the Senate Committee for Small Biz. He has publicly stated numerous times, if he had his way, Eidl would be treated just like PPP and it'd be forgiven, so you'd never pay the SBA a single dime. So the fact that he and others have publicly voiced that opinion, and we have an election next year where I'm certain that the Democrats are going to want to hang on to the House, which is going to be very difficult, and the Senate. Do not be surprised if Chucky Schumer, Big Ben fucking Cardin, Jackie Rosen, who's gone totally silent on S513 as a way of saying, we're sorry. We couldn't get it done. We failed to get millions of middle-income communities the 10 grand we promised in the CARES Act. So why don't we go ahead and forgive, probably based on economic loss, the first 50 to 100,000 if you suffered a 30% loss and you have, say, fewer than 10 or 50 employees. That's my opinion of what we have an excellent chance to accomplish, but that's next year. So there's a lot of folks getting paid. There's a lot of money being deposited. But if you're still stuck in reconsideration, if you're still lost in space, please do what I'm telling you. All you got to do is read the comments. The game changed, for most of you anyway, 6 weeks ago when the SBA came out with a new frequently asked questionnaire. And you can find it at SBA.gov. I've pinned it numerous times. And for the first time ever, they said, if you're struggling in reconsideration, or you've got a problem with the targeted supplemental or the 24 months of capital, for whatever reason, reach out to your local district office. Well, many of you have. And certain states, as I've pointed out on Twitter at Try Small Biz, like Mississippi, West Virginia, probably two of the states that get picked on the most for Redneckville, well, they happen to be the very best in terms of being willing to help small business owners get through reconsideration. Because as I've said before, the local district office is not going to process your loan. They're going to get on the horn, just like Miss Isabel Guzman said in a Yahoo Finance article from last week, and they're going to reach out to PDC recons at SBA.gov. Every single one of you watching has a file. That file must have PDFs of driver's license, front and back, voided corporate check, front and back, 2202, which is your liabilities and do not include your home mortgage, a board resolution, which is that you had a meeting on such and such date. You all agreed to take a loan in the amount of X. Again, you can get that exact form at SBA.gov in the new frequently asked question. And of course, your hazard insurance, which is about 50 or 60 bucks per million. So my advice is get twice as much as your loan's going to be. So if you're looking at a $250,000 loan, get a $500,000 policy, 20 or 30 bucks a month. Very easy peasy. And then you send that PDF, the deck page that they send you, off to the SBA, and they put it in your file. And as I've said numerous times, you want to stay out of reconsideration if at all possible. So if you're missing any of those 5 or 6 key items, just send a note to COVID EIDL increase request at SBA.gov and say, hi SBA, please add my hazard insurance deck attached below to my file. Thank you very much. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. Because when your local district managers do reach out and they do their fucking job as their boss, Isabel Guzman, has told them to do, they're going to say to the other person on the other line, okay, do they have those 5 or 6 things? Is there the driver's license? Do they have hazard insurance? Or what is missing? And while they're not going to process the loan, they're going to get back in touch with you, as many have. Texas is also great. Tampa sucks. Worst of all, in the entire country, my city. I'm from New York, ladies and gentlemen, but I now live in the Atlanta suburbs. The Atlanta office of the SBA is the absolute fucking worst in the entire country. And I have reached out to Carolyn Bordeaux, who's been very helpful for many of you with respect to the grants and the loans, to see if she can do something to get the Atlanta office ass in gear. Because as I've told Isabel on Twitter, and I've probably got 20 people at this point at the SBA that I email on a regular basis, and I never share the names. People say, well, how come you don't? Because the minute I say that Isabel Guzman told me this, it'll be the last fucking time she tells me anything. And no, she doesn't respond to my emails, but I know she reads them. I have a read receipt when I send her a note. She reads every fucking one, but she's smart enough to know I'm not going to respond. So Jason goes on camera and reads verbatim what the head of the SBA said. So the bottom line is this. You have to have a multi-channel approach. Get a score.org counselor, SCORE.org. Many used to work with the SBA. Tell them your situation. Reach out by way of Google. You can find the directory. Just go to Google, your state, office directory - small business administration. Spell it out. You'll get a 3 to 5 or 6 page PDF. Don't forget it's first name dot last name, but the files, which is generally page 1 of Google, it has the name, the title, and the phone number. And you're going to want to reach out to at least 5 or 10. In the subject line, you put whatever you're having trouble with, 24 months of capital. And use those links, the frequently asked question, and the article from Yahoo Finance where Isabel, their boss, said it's their job to help fix problems with respect to reconsideration. So put that in the email and keep it short and sweet until they respond. Again, it's like anything else with the SBA. Half of the country is amazing. The other half, like Atlanta, is absolutely fucking atrocious. But the more of a stink that I and the other channels that are fighting on your behalf raise, the more of a chance that Isabel will get through to each and every one of them, so that they understand that when someone in their district reaches out, it is their job, responsibility number one, to get you and your family the money that you deserve. So ladies and gentlemen, from a beautiful Atlanta, Georgia, always remember, I love each and every single one of you, and thank you so much for watching.